Writing postcards opened the door to my growing political engagement. I write postcards for local, state, and federal elections. During this pandemic, postcarding is even more effective in reaching voters when door-to-door canvassing will be limited. When elections can be won by one vote, one postcard may make that difference.
And I've seen how amazing postcards can be. I was able to get a bunch of my friends and neighbors who are progressive but who don't usually get super involved in volunteering in politics. They all got really excited to come and write postcards with me. And then when I later went out canvassing to get out the vote in November, I would knock on doors, and probably 5 or more times somebody would answer the door and say, "Hey, did you guys send the postcards?" They had it on their fridge or they were ready to bring it to the polls.
I know that handwritten postcards work because I've been at the polls handing out sample ballots, and people have come up to me and shown me the postcards that they got in the mail.
The reason that I write postcards is it gives me something tangible that I can do to be part of the process. And today I'm postcard writing with my daughter.
Writing postcards to voters in the era of Trump has always been therapy.
Even though we are no longer meeting, we still meet every Friday morning on our Zoom call. And it still generates the kind of enthusiasm that we're used to.
Back in 2017, 25 of us got together at a coffee shop and decided there was something we had to do to get you-know-who out of the White House. And we ultimately expanded to almost a group of 125 now in 2020.
But before COVID, we met in a public place. We were at Starbucks. And I loved that for those 3 years, there were thousands of people that saw us engaging in civic action. Civic action is mostly hidden in the United States, except for when we vote, if we're voting in person, maybe we belong to a grassroots group, but often you just don't see it.
Last year, our group wrote nearly 12,000 postcards. That alone is remarkable, but it's not the best part. What is amazing is how we encouraged our network of wonderful volunteers to be brave and take that next step. We broke down all barriers to volunteering by meeting their needs so they could engage. Our Postcards and Politics group sent almost 100 volunteers to work the polls in March, with about 80 of those being first-timers. We have recruited 5 precinct captains from our group. Prior to 2019, 3/4 of our group had never volunteered before writing postcards. We are building a family of lifelong activists through the power of postcards. Thanks so much. Now get to writing!